Well, thanks for staying with us this afternoon. If you're seeking ways to park your cash, you may want to look at Series I savings bonds. Right now, Series I bonds are paying a record high of 9.62% for the next 6 months. So joining us now is financial CPA Kimberly Washington. And Kim, I have to ask you, what are Series I savings bonds? See, I got it tongue tied.
Right. So of course we know savings bonds. Maybe your parents gave it to you when you were a kid or whatever the case may be. But Series I bond is a particular savings bond. And the great thing about these bonds is that they're tied to inflation. So that's the really great thing. You can purchase it, of course, 2 different ways. The first way, of course, is going to treasurydirect.gov. Another way that you can purchase it, say you're doing your tax return and you want your refund to come back as a paper bond, that'll be another way that you can actually get a Series I bond. But right now, of course, they're paying record interest rates at this time.
And Kim, how are interest rates determined?
Actually, 2 different ways. Of course, the first one is a fixed rate. And the second thing was getting a lot of buzz right now is tied to inflation. So that's why it's paying more than it normally pays. So that's a variable rate, a semi-annual rate, again, tied to inflation. And it's paid for the life of the bond. So that's the way that it works. And again, tied to inflation. So we know inflation is very high right now. That's why it's paying a little bit more.
And can we know with anything there may be some pros, some cons? What are the pros and cons with these savings bonds?
Right. The pros, the first thing is that it's a low risk savings tool. So you will not lose the money that you put into it. So that's a great thing that you want to keep in mind. Some of the cons, of course, is number one, once you put your money in, you have to wait a year before you can get that money out. So if you really need that money next month or the next 2 months, this may not be the tool for you. Also keep in mind, if you want to get that money out past the year, the first 5 years, you'll lose the first 3 months of interest, or 3 months of interest rather. So that's something that you want to keep in mind before you decide. But this could be a good tool for so many people out there.
And Kim, for some people at home listening, they might be interested. What are some ways that they can purchase them? And if they need to know more, where can they go to find out?
Go to treasurydirect.gov. A lot of good information. Also tweet out an article at KimSense so you can find out more information. But definitely do your homework, do your research, and determine whether or not this is a good tool for you.
All right, Kim, good information as always. And where can people find you if they're looking for you?
Definitely at KimSense.
All right, Kim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, let me tell you about this.